make sure that the KBLA audience is up to speed.
Mayor Karen Bass, thank you so much. Godspeed.
All right, thank you.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss you. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Everybody on this app wants to talk about how people are consistently benefiting from pretty privilege, but nobody wants to talk about how pretty privilege can actually affect your life in a negative way. I first wanted to say this video is not saying to feel bad for people that are conventionally attractive. I just want to let people be aware that pretty privilege affects people's lives in different ways. And it's not always positive, so yeah. For one, girls that benefit from pretty privilege, sometimes guys don't even take you seriously. If you are one of those girls and that does happen to you, you just kind of have to deal with it. You just kind of have to realize, like, okay, this guy's really into me, but like, he might have a girlfriend, he might just like want to hook up with me. I don't know. You never know. Another thing is girls seeing you as competition. Sometimes a girl will front as your friend, but literally she has the worst intentions for you and she secretly wants to see you fail. And I talked about this before, but feeling lonely and just being excluded from things. So yeah, pretty privilege is a privilege, but just keep in mind that not all pretty girls have it all together or have the perfect life.
I guess she told y'all. Tonight's topic, pretty privilege, right? The beauty trap, the beauty privilege trap. Just because somebody is attractive does not mean that they're a good catch. And there are many pitfalls in intimate relationships that are buttressed around this idea. Just because, let me tell you something. You hear me talk about Krishnamurti a lot. We live in a toxic society, blah, 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 blah. Listen, when you're, it's not only toxic and dysfunctional, right? But then there's this spiritual and moral bankruptcy, right? So now the pretty person in society with no moral compass, no spiritual awareness, no knowledge of self, just the ambition to be seen, right, in the mirror of this toxic society makes pretty people almost demonic. Hear what I'm saying? I'm not talking about all pretty people. I'm not talking about all people. But when you lose the ability to see the inherent beauty in life, which many of us have, we see beauty. Listen, we've turned opportunity into beauty. We've turned ambition into beauty. We've turned accomplishment into beauty. Listen to what I'm saying. Right? The aesthetic is more important than what's kinetic, what's internal, what moves us in an authentic, real way. And I'm bringing that out today. If you got somebody who is just aesthetically beautiful, what do you really have? What can they bring to the table that enhances your spirit? The Bible says, when a man findeth a wife, what does he find, Andy?
A good thing.
A good thing. That means if a man is a quality man, and a man is putting in work on himself, and a man is trying to beautify himself internally, a good woman will come along, a beautiful woman will come along and enhance what's already going on. See, you can be beautiful externally and come in and ruin that man's life. And vice versa. right? Listen, and vice versa. You could be a good woman, minding your business, and you could get caught up in the snare of an attractive man, right? He might not have nothing going on, and he'll serve as an anchor to drag you down. And you gave him a chance because he was beautiful. Huh? Because he was attractive, right? Am I lying? How many of y'all have had difficulty establishing healthy boundaries because I can't resist you. You're so handsome. You're so attractive. You're so sweet. You're so beautiful. How many of y'all? All right, you can have it. Okay. You put yourself in destitution because they beautiful. Don't act like you haven't done it. Let me get my brother Jay in here. Jay, come in here, man, and finish your thought, brother.
Hey, brother, you dropped several jewels, man. The word denigrate, I never really looked at it in that fashion, brother. Like, I never stopped to look at the root word and say, well, dang, could it, be potentially something that could be viewed in a negative fashion. I never really thought of it that way, brother. You just kind of rocked my head. Pause.
Oh, no, man, I'm with you, brother. We brothers. I'm just sharing, that's all.
Hey, and I appreciate that because one of the mottos I try to live by is you're never too old to learn.
Yes.
Keep your ears open, keep your eyes open, and sometimes your mouth closed, and someone who may know a little bit more than you will be able to educate you on something. So I appreciate you dropping that, brother. That was heavy.
Oh, man, it's all love, brother. It's all love. So what's your final thought on tonight's topic?
You know what? The game is, like I said, it's been mixed up and it's kind of been turned upside down. And I try to keep a spirit of humility when dealing with people. Uh-huh. So you do have people who are beautiful, who could be, considered somewhere in the middle. Everyone's kind of walking around with like a mixed up state of mind. So I believe personally that it's all about how you internalize yourself, how you view yourself.
Right.
And what you present and what you bring to the table that will determine your ultimate beauty. Because if you're beautiful and, unless you, trying to, have your woman out doing something she ain't supposed to be doing, strange, but your beauty will not pay the rent. It won't pay the bills.
Come on.
Unless you're in Milan somewhere.
Right.
So you have to bring substance. You have to bring something tangible that will help further the relationship. And so that's really, to be honest, brother, that's what's the commodity now. What is it that you bring to the table?
Right.
What piece can you provide? Because when you're done with your body, you're not going to be beautiful till you about 60, 65 unless you lean a horn or something. Or, you have some sisters that, go on into their later years, and are still, beautiful sisters. I saw a 75-year-old sister that looked like she was every bit of 40.
Right.
So, that's, not the standard, but you have to bring something mentally and emotionally
and spiritually
that will help.
Yeah.
There you go, brother. There you go. That raise the value up.
You drilling down on some things. Understanding makes you more beautiful. Empathy makes you more beautiful. Compassion makes you more beautiful. What's the other word? I'm looking for this word. Collaborative. A collaborative spirit makes you more beautiful. You understand what I'm saying? When you can,
yes, sir.
If you start adding these spiritual qualities, which I call currencies, to your physical attractiveness, now we start having a different kind of experience. And I'm not saying the woman is the only person that's supposed to bring that to the relationship. I think if you cultivate it within yourself, right? If you cultivate that within yourself, you'll be able to manifest that in your life. Because many times what we do is we go looking for what is missing or what we haven't cultivated in ourselves. I'm telling you right now, if you cultivate understanding, if you cultivate forgiveness, if you cultivate self-esteem, self-love, self-approval, self-acceptance, you cultivate mutual respect, you cultivate compromise, you start cultivating higher level stuff, you're going to start experiencing higher level stuff in your relationships. What are your thoughts?
And that's extremely heavy, brother, and it is very prevalent because like I said, I try to carry myself with a spirit of humility, and I look for just someone to match that energy. Like you don't get me wrong, brother. Like I said, the outer shell only lasts so long. It's what's inside that sometimes adds to your value. So, and I can only speak for myself, but I'm sure a lot of brothers will say the same. Peace is one of the most ultimate goals and one of the most attractive qualities that you can find in a woman that brings you peace, that brings you support, that makes you feel like, you're wanted, that, you know what, I support you, I got you. Like, you will run through a brick wall for a woman like that. And in today's society, unfortunately, those type of women that carry that sort of mind state are becoming few and far in between. So now you have to kind of, the work you're doing, brother, I consider it to be God's work, because you not only speak to men, but you speak to the sisters as well that may listen to what you're saying. Like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe I need to operate like this. Maybe I do need to connect with my brothers and try to come to an understanding to where now black men and black women can now coexist with each other in a healthy manner, to where now relationships will become more prevalent and become more heavier, to where now black men and black women are now moving on the same page. And when we are on the same page, we're a dynamic force.
Let me ask you this now, because you delving into some really deep waters right now. If a man,
talk to me, brother.
If a man can cultivate a sense of inner peace, does he not call into his presence a woman of peace? Does she not reflect his inner chaos? Because if the man is the head, if the man is the sun and she's the moon and she's reflecting the sunlight, whatever is problematic within him.
You know what, brother? It's I kind of have a skewed view of the question. And only because if you remember the story that I told you about my past or whatnot, I did have, you know, what you would call, or I tried to operate on, you know what, I am the leader. You know, it wasn't no trying. I was the leader. I had a humble spirit, a calm spirit. It's just, I just connected with the wrong person. So that can you know, the water can become murky because you can come in with the.
I gotta stop you. I gotta stop you, brother. There is no wrong person. You never connect with the wrong person. See, it's the wrong person in our definition because we'll say it didn't work out or it didn't go right for me. But at the same time, we'll say every situation you go through has a lesson enveloped in it, right? There's a lesson in every difficult situation you ever go through, right? So if there's a lesson, some people say the lesson is the blessing, right? Okay, so if the lesson is the blessing and you were blessed by learning more about yourself, then you can't say that that wasn't a situation you needed to go through. That was a stepping stone. You see what I'm saying? That was a stepping stone to the next level of your evolution. You had to go through it in order to get the lesson and matriculate higher. Now, see, this is why I said most people don't have a spiritual view on relationships. They'll say it was the wrong person. If the universe is fine-tuned, now, scientists know this already. The universe is fine-tuned. It is so finely tuned that even theoretical physicists have to say, well, it had to have a designer. Now, they'll say designer because they don't want to say God. Because a lot of physicists are atheists. They don't believe in God. So it's so finely tuned that if any one of those universal constants that Einstein talked about were off just a little bit, there could be no life. That's how finely tuned the universe is. So you mean to tell me the universe is finely tuned to a gnat's butt hair, but your relationships aren't?
Ooh, well said, brother.
Do you see? Oh, I got the wrong person. No, you didn't. You got the right person at the right time for the lesson you needed in that moment.
So, brother, you said the blessing came with the lesson.
The blessing and the lesson are synonymous.
See, me selfishly, brother, I guess, you know what, I never, even though I did learn and I did take that and grow, I guess the selfish portion of me was kind of looking at it from the perspective of, why I was, I wanted it to be this, and
you played me.
It was kind of like time wasted. Like
I didn't get what I was supposed to get. That's your ego. See, Dr. Mark Goulston said it another way. He said the hardest thing to break up when you lose somebody is to break up with an outcome that was promised to you that you never got. So you might have been thinking, oh, we were supposed to be this. We were supposed to have kids. We were supposed to blah, blah, blah. That's the hardest part of the breakup because the people can leave instantly. I'm not calling you no more. I'll block you. Or we can stop talking tomorrow. But the hardest part to break up is what we said we was going to do that never happens. The outcome that is never achieved. Do you see?
Bars.
Do you see? Hey,
you
brother Jay.
Survival scrolls, brother.
Hey, brother, I appreciate you, Jay. Much love for bringing LA in the building. When we come forward, I got to talk to my sisters. They on the line. If you want to call, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Environmental justice, pollution, and climate. In Los Angeles and across America, people of color are suffering and dying from disproportionate health impacts on a planet that has less than 10 years to prevent irreversible damage. Heat illnesses, respiratory illnesses, water-related illnesses, food system impacts, insect-related diseases, black maternal health, and mental health effects. As the impacts of climate change mount, millions of vulnerable people, our people, are going to bear the brunt of these extreme environmental events, which will likely lead to forced displacement, loss of cultural identity, and other related risks. These realities are as real as rain. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details about the most progressive multimedia and live events campaign any black media outlet has ever undertaken to combat the climate catastrophe. Experts, events, empowerment. It's all on the way from unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down. We level up.
Level up, 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 level up.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Thea Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Thea Chuchas opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez, Thea Chucha's Cultural Center provides a year-round free or low-cost arts and literacy bilingual intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include Mexica, Aztec dance, indigenous cosmology, philosophy, and 2 weekly open mic nights, one in Spanish, the other in English. In addition, they They host author readings, film screenings, and art exhibits. To express yourself, heal yourself, attend an event, or volunteer, please visit www.tiachucha.org. That's TIACHUCHA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I know y'all never heard that version. Al Green, Pretty Woman. My playlist is my co-host. We're talking about basically pretty privilege. And then, men, they do it too. Somebody's going to call in and ask me about it. But you know that it is not a show unless I mention Krishnamurti. Krishnamurti puts it this way. There is the beauty of outward form, tasteful clothes, nice pictures, attractive furniture, or no furniture at all, with bare, well-proportioned walls, windows that are perfect in shape, and so on. I'm not talking merely of that, but of what goes to make up this inward beauty. Surely, to have this inward beauty, there must be complete abandonment. The sense of not being held, of no restraint, no defense, no resistance. But abandonment becomes chaotic if there is no austerity with it. And do we know what it means to be austere? To be satisfied with little and not to think in terms of the more? There must be this abandonment with deep inward austerity. The austerity that is extraordinarily simple because the mind is not acquiring, gaining, not thinking in terms of the more. Listen to what he's saying. It is the simplicity born of abandonment with austerity that brings about the state of creative beauty. But if there is no love, you cannot be simple. What? Are y'all listening? But if there is no love, you cannot be simple. You cannot be austere. You may talk about simplicity and austerity, but without love, they are merely a form of compulsion, and therefore there is no abandonment. Only he has love who abandons himself, forgets himself completely, and thereby brings about a state of creative beauty. I want y'all to listen very carefully to what the man is saying. Your ego is made up of the material that is used to create this toxic society. You are a product of dysfunction, societal dysfunction. You can't be involved in creative beauty. In other words, the beauty that is within yourself. Because yourself is made up of, oh, I'm beautiful externally, so I deserve this type of treatment. I deserve this type of man or woman. It's about acquiring things from others. It's using your external attractiveness as a justification for being only that. Because I'm beautiful, I deserve the best. Because I'm attractive, I deserve a quality relationship. No. You earn a quality relationship by conquering the ugliness within. That's creative beauty. That's what Krishnamurti, he's talking about abandoning the self that society made, abandoning the ego. A girl this pretty, you hear people use toxicity. A woman that pretty shouldn't have to work for nothing. What is that saying? Her beauty pays the way through life? Are y'all listening to what the man is saying about beauty? Most of us are outwardly beautiful, but inwardly ugly. Most of us are afraid of our true selves. That very fear of confronting your ugliness, your internal ugliness, that very fear emboldens your inner ugliness. And I don't care how attractive you think you are. This is where Steve Harvey come in. It don't matter how fine a woman is, there's a man somewhere that is sick and tired of her. That's what he meant. He might not have articulated it that way, but that's what he meant. And the same applies for men. You got men running around who think they are attractive, who've been told they are attractive, and they think they don't have to really show up in a relationship because the options are so heavy. Do you understand? There's so many options. Listen, I ain't got to do no work. If you don't do the self-work, you remain ugly. And I'm talking about on the inside where it counts. Can you imagine a woman exceedingly beautiful but has done the inner work? Can you imagine what kind of beauty she's going to resonate in your house? And the same applies for men. When I come forward, I'm sorry. All ladies, all the time, they're on the phone lines. We going to talk.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. There is now a $15,000 reward in Texas to help catch the gunman behind a mass shooting at a flea market. It happened over the weekend in the Houston suburb of Pearland. One child was killed. 4 others are recovering from bullet wounds. Police believe it started as a fight between 2 people. As of now, there's no description of either. Officials from the Biden administration joined Black Governor Wes Moore and other state and local leaders at Baltimore's Carver Vocational Technical High School to highlight the city's workforce hub. Back in May, the White House named Baltimore as one of 5 workforce hubs aimed at boosting the skilled workforce. The administration has announced nearly $10 billion in infrastructure projects for Maryland, including the replacement of the 150-year-old Baltimore and Potomac Tunnel. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Need an accident attorney by your side? All you got to do is call the accident guys.
Injured in a car accident or at work? Call the accident guys to speak with a real expert attorney for a free consultation.
When breaking news happens, keep it locked to KBLA Talk 1580.
So pleased to announce that the 43rd mayor of the city of Los Angeles is on the phone. Mayor Karen Bass, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing, Dominique?
Good. You must be incredibly swamped right now, and I appreciate you checking in. It's indefinitely what we're hearing, that the 10 freeway to be down?
Yes, that is the case. All of those travel apps, pay attention to those. As we get information, they've been uploaded right away. So those maps should be accurate. But we actually are trying to tell people to stay on freeways, to follow the route, because our streets can't handle 300,000.
Yeah.
Our streets would be parking lots. There is metro, there is public transportation. So they're increasing the frequency of trains and increasing the frequency of buses. So you can go to 511 and learn about metro. You can go to emergency.lacity.gov to learn about any information on the city. This is a time for all of us to stay together. We're trying every avenue possible. That's why it's so important that you reached out, Dominique. Always want to make sure that the KBLA audience is up to speed.
Mary Karen Bass, thank you so much. Godspeed.
All right, thank you.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Meet LA's most affordable health plan. This open enrollment season, LA Care Covered is proud to offer the lowest cost health plans in Los Angeles County, featuring zero cost preventive services to help you achieve your wellness goals. Be part of the region's largest HMO network, featuring UCLA Health, Optum, and allied physicians without breaking the bank. We are here to help. Call us at 855-222-4239 for enrollment assistance. That's 855-222-4239. LA Care Covered. Your wellness, our mission. Ask any former youth in foster care what they missed most while growing up, and they will most likely answer, someone to show me unconditional love. Now, isn't that something we all wished we could experience? Here in Los Angeles, up to 40% of homeless youth on our streets identify as LGBTQ+. The most prevalent reason for homelessness among this population is the rejection they've experienced from their own families. The LA County Department of Children and Family Services and Raise a Child are searching for safe, nurturing, and affirming foster parents within our community willing to stand up and serve all children and youth in foster care, especially LGBTQ youth. Learn the many benefits to becoming a foster parent. Attend a free Raise a Child virtual or in-person informational event to learn more. RSVP now at raiseachild.org. That's raiseachild.org. And thank you.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. Y'all gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk Radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need love that good, and I need it right away. I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need to hear the doctor's voice of reason.
So I got this two-timing chick who got her revenge from when I was on my two-time tip. And even when I tried to correct it, she couldn't get past how she was disrespected, neglected my effort, a pair with no trust, dirty games and affairs that been tearing us up. If things ain't picture perfect, is it really worth it? I have an idea, but I need to know for certain.
I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need love that good, and I need it right away. I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need to hear the doctor's voice of reason.
Ladies and gentlemen, your brother Zoe Williams back in the building. It's all ladies from here on out. We've got sisters on the line that want to talk about this pretty girl privilege or this pretty privilege or this beauty privilege. Yeesh. Let's talk about it. We got sisters on the line. Attila from Houston, Texas has been on the longest. Get in here.
Hello.
What are your thoughts? Give it to me. Give it to me.
Hello. Okay, so real quick, to address your question, it's pretty privilege, mostly supported by insecure men. And then True also raised a similar question, so I'll answer both of y'all. It's supported by society at large, right? Dowries are still a thing.
Really?
So, well, think about it. I mean, like, I can only speak from a woman's perspective, but even as a little girl at the age of 2, 3, 4 years old, you know that you're going to get more kisses and hugs, and people are going to pick you up if you're dressed in a pretty little dress and bows in your hair and all of that. Like, we're groomed for this. So what you're really tackling, in my opinion, is society in general, capitalism, relations, all of that. Like, it's a much bigger question, in my opinion, I think you can ask. But in terms of pretty privilege, there's a huge dark side to that, too, because you're encouraging competition within women. And we also uphold that as women as well. So like you said, in terms of getting jobs, right? I get free stuff all the time. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, like, whatever the case may be, like it's encouraged to be that way because I believe that we benefit from it, and men benefit from it by proxy as well. If they've got the pretty woman on their arm, they're gonna get higher paying jobs, better positions as well. So I don't know. I don't see the surprise here. I think it's pretty evident.
Oh, well, I love it. I mean, we needed your perspective. I've been waiting. I love it. I love it. You know what you just did, though, right?
I brought Houston in the building.
Come on. You brought Houston, Texas in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Cali Soul, Denver, Colorado. Get in here. Yes, long time no hear. How are you, love?
I know, right? I'm well, thank you, brother. How are you?
I'm good. What are your thoughts on pretty privilege?
Very good. Pretty privilege absolutely exists. I've had the fine privilege of being a late bloomer because of my insecurities early on, so I didn't realize I was pretty. And then once I did start to realize it, I was like, wow, why haven't I been able to capitalize on this? Because I had girlfriends that could, work it. They would get all kinds of things. And then I realized that because I was a late bloomer, I took my time and I actually did my inner work. So now the inner work matches the outside. So I think when people see me, and trust me, I get women hitting on me. I get women telling me I'm beautiful. I get men. I get it from all around the place. I sit and I witness people just sitting there looking at me enamored. And what I think that they're attracted to now is the full spectrum of everything. I think they really are attracted to the energy, and then they're like, oh my God, this woman is beautiful as well. So
right. I love that.
It's a wonderful thing. I'm glad that I didn't know how cute I was earlier on, because I probably would have been a hot mess.
But why? Why would that have made you a hot mess? I want to know.
I think earlier on, I wasn't mature enough. I wasn't mature enough to really stand in it. So I would have learned from my nasty little girlfriends that I had around me how to garner whatever I wanted with my pretty. But because, again, late blooming, it was like I actually had the time to do the inner work and to witness in a judgmental way how ugly that was. Like, I always was like, yo, y'all are crazy. This is ridiculous. And now
you got me thinking. What about Lori Harvey? Very beautiful girl, but clearly out here testing the waters of perception. Because she wouldn't be able to do none of this if she wasn't very beautiful, right?
Right.
So, she was with Michael B. Jordan, right? Tossed him to the side. She's with another brother. They just broke up. And the rumors and, the perception about her. At some point, do you think that pretty privilege that she has might wear off?
Absolutely, if she doesn't have nothing going on the inside. But that's another thing, like, that happens sometimes to pretty women. Sometimes when you're a beautiful woman, people also don't get to the innards of you because they so focus on the outside. They might, I've had folks tell me that I ooze sexuality, and I'm like, I'm not trying to come on to you. I'm just sitting here having a conversation, So sometimes I think everyone's experiences that they carry along with them, right, from the past, they're bringing it into the present. So they might be judging them. And I don't know much about Lori Harvey. I haven't heard much about her other than she's dating around. And I think that that's completely normal. She should be able to date around and see who she doesn't like and who she does like. But I think that the downside of it is she's doing it in front of everybody because she's somebody that everyone's eyes is on.
Right.
But that woman deserves to test the waters and see who she does like and who she doesn't like, just like any one of us. Like,
yes,
you was talking about bodies and all of that stuff earlier today on the morning show. And I'm like, people need to mind their business and let folks figure it out. Like my granddad, told me to know the difference between love and lust.
Yes.
Don't be no fool, and if you know that you looking for a little bit of lust and a good time, okay, enjoy that. But don't let it skew your idea of what love is just because you over here playing with a clown. That's another thing when it comes to pretty folks, when it comes to men or women, people want to play with pretty.
Ooh.
And yeah, you want a mate that's gorgeous and all of this stuff, but when it comes to all of the aesthetic stuff, people like to play with aesthetics.
Ooh.
But when it comes to innards, that's what you want to take home and cherish and build with, Yes, you also want that shell to still be beautiful, but when you change your perspective and you're a little more conscious, you're going to be more after the innards. And, the beauty is like the icing on the cake.
I knew you would give us something good. Cali Soul, what did you just do?
I brought Denver into the house.
Denver, Colorado is in the house when we come forward. We're going to go all the way down south. as far south as we can go, I think. Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah, we're going to be there in a second.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Beloved Entertainment presents Sweet Spot Live with Angelique Francis, host of KBLA's Living in the Sweet Spot at the beautiful Miracle Theater, 226 South Market Street in Inglewood, Sunday, November 19th at 6 p.m. Join me, Tavis Smiley, and KBLA Talk 1580 for real short stories told live on stage by our own storytellers, straight from the neighborhood, celebrating our unique culture, our strengths, our courage, our faith, and, of course, our fire. Come walk with us through the neighborhoods, sit at our kitchen tables, even run with us down our dark alleys if you dare. But just know that in the sweet spot, there is love and laughter, joy and pain, secrets never told. Again, that's Sweet Spot Live with Angelique Francis, Sunday, November 19th at the Miracle Theater, 226 South Market Street in Inglewood at 6 p.m. Tickets available at sweetspotlive.eventbrite.com. That's sweetspotlive.eventbrite.com. Sweet Spot Live, we've got a lot to talk about.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
Hey, everything okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Honey. Hey, I'm here for you. Tell me about school today.
When kids can't find the right words, music can help them sound it out. Talk to the kids in your life about their emotional well-being. Find tools and resources at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Lost my way somewhere in another galaxy. Too much to take, these memories ending in tragedy. In all of these places, all of these faces, I didn't wanna let you down. And all these mistakes of mine, I can't replace it. I gotta move on somehow. Healing energy on me, baby, all I really need's one thing. Healing energy on me, baby, can you make a wish for me? Healing energy on me, when it's 11:11, I need it. Healing energy on me, baby, can you make a wish for me?
ladies and gentlemen. The VOR. You already know what it is. I'm not a big Chris Brown fan, but my daughter is in love with him. So, this is one of the songs that I actually like. It's on fire. I'm going to give him his credit. He killed it. But tonight's topic, man, has been heavy. And we got callers. I want to get them in here. Mimi from Jacksonville, Florida. Get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic? How are you, sweetheart?
I'm trying to get myself together for this. Yes. Hey,
Yes.
Zoe.
Talk to me.
Hey, everyone. Well, first, this is a great topic, and I agree totally with Cali Soul. I think that the sexiest thing about a woman or a man, but for a woman, it's definitely our minds. You know, beauty fades. You have to cultivate your mind, your spirit, your personality, and your body.
Yes.
I mean, you know, yes, pretty privilege is real, and I've often said that if I can benefit from pretty privilege, how do I want to say this?
Be careful, because you can't take it back.
I probably have. I never really considered myself to be pretty or beautiful. I never thought of myself in that way. How other people have perceived me, that's how they perceived me. I would say I didn't use pretty privilege. You know, I would say I used my my womanly privilege. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Feminine wiles.
Yes.
There you go. Yes, I got you.
Yes. And I just want to say two things.
Okay.
Jay, the hard 6 was tough because I feel like men can be, some, not all, very, very aesthetic, very superficial, and if you're not like, you know, super social media woman, then you're not like beautiful enough. So when he said she was a hard 6, I said he better look like Denzel Washington, because that was his opinion, but that was tough.
Yeah, I heard it. Yes, I heard it. But you know, it's a non-judgmental space, and we allow people to say what they need to say. But Mimi, you know what you just did?
Yes.
What did you do?
I brought Jacksonville, Florida in the building.
Hey, we appreciate the call. Man, one of my favorites just called in. Nick from the SIP. Nikki from the SIP. You called in late. I got to get this wisdom, though. Share it with me.
What's up, fam?
How are you, sister? Please share your
I'm
wisdom,
well.
because I know you got some wisdom for me.
Food for thought. I just have a theory. I think we all have the capacity for pretty privilege, but we don't know it.
Oh, here we go.
Society, upbringing, environment teaches us outward is the place to put the focus.
Right.
Particularly if you're a male, because you're visual by nature.
Yes.
But the real pretty, I think, that people tend to be attracted to is coming from the light that's on the inside. That comes from Christ for me, because that's who I recognize, whoever your deity is.
Yes.
But it's wrapped in the aesthetically pleasing.
Ooh.
When you do your inner work, you can have the pretty privilege at your disposal at any time, because then you know that it's really the inside deal to the outside.
Yes.
And you can command any room when you know that.
Come on, Nikki. Nikki, you got to stop calling so late. I need you early, because I need you to stretch out.
We can. We just don't know we can, because we haven't fostered where the pretty really comes from. The scripture says a quiet, peaceful spirit is pleasing to God.
Come on.
So what man or woman isn't going to be attracted to that light when they see it?
Right.
Everybody want that.
Everybody want that.
But it's just wrapped in an aesthetically pleasing envelope.
Yes.
That can sometimes be distracting away from the light, because then the focus becomes the aesthetically pleasing.
Right.
The other part of the light doesn't come till later. So I would just like to remind all of us, whether we are aesthetically pleasing or not, that you can be in a position of operating in pretty privilege anytime you want to when you do your inner work.
Come on. There we go. Nikki, what did you just do?
Oh, the SIP's in the building. Happy Monday.
Hey, we appreciate you, Nikki, from the SIP. She brought Mississippi in the building. Love her insight, love her wisdom. As with all of the topics, we start the conversation, you finish it. We're not all-knowing, but we want to have these types of conversations. And this was a powerful one. Up next, you already know what's happening. Our girl, your girl, our friend, your friend. She's going to keep the fire lit. It's Jill Monroe and her RSVP show. You already know what it is. I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. I'll be back tomorrow with another slapper. Deuces.